But I was like just tracking him down, and then I finally got to read the script, and the script was a thriller. So that was a little confusing to me because he's like such a funny director.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know, what is this? Because the script is definitely like a twisting, turning, intense thriller. Is it a comedy or a thriller? And he said, yes. So then every day on set, I was like, is today a comedy or is it a thriller?
It's a good mix
and
of both.
like, yeah, it's like really kind of over the top and campy and trashy and fun and like, kind of like my outfit, I guess.
Blake Lively can't hold back the tears as the judge tallies up the devastating financial losses she's about to face. The Hollywood power couple who once seemed untouchable is watching their empire crumble right before their eyes. What started as a feud with Justin Baldoni has spiraled into a financial nightmare that could leave them completely bankrupt. Their combined net worth of $380 million about to be wiped out completely.
It's believing that people and humanity are inherently good. And they crave nutritious food in their soul, just as they do in their bodies.
And it's all because Blake couldn't resist going after the wrong person. The biggest threat to Blake and Ryan's fortune is the staggering $400 million lawsuit Justin Baldoni has filed against them. That's more than their entire combined wealth, and the legal experts aren't giving them much hope of winning. Justin's legal team has assembled an airtight case demonstrating how Blake's campaign against him has damaged his reputation and career opportunities. The burden of proof has shifted dramatically.
And being frank, if it were not for women giving me direct feedback in my own personal life and being a man who was willing to at least listen to them, there's no chance that I would be having this conversation. So the message, to answer your question, the message is very simple. As men, we need to embrace all of the parts of us that make us human. That's it.
It is.
It's very simple.
It's no longer about Justin proving his innocence, but Blake having to justify her actions. And with every passing day, her position weakens while the potential payout grows. Even just existing under the weight of this lawsuit is draining their accounts dry. Blake's once promising Betty Buzz brand is taking a massive hit as consumers turn away in droves.
A lot of it's my real life clothes or my husband's clothes or my girlfriend Gigi's clothes. I was borrowing some.
Wait, that's kind of amazing. So you have something of Gigi's in the movie.
Yeah, it's like a wedding, like something old, something borrowed, something blue, something new.
Wait, which one? Now I want to think of the scene.
Oh, I'm wearing her stuff all over it.
Oh, really?
Tons of like Bodhi, which is with the suit now that I'm wearing is Bodhi. It was meant for my husband, but I borrowed it.
His suit?
It was meant for him to wear, but it's so pretty. Look at it. You guys are not getting it in the shot.
What kind of marketing genius promotes alcohol products during a press tour for a movie about domestic violence? That's exactly what Blake did, focusing on her sparkling drinks instead of addressing the serious themes of "It Ends With Us." The backlash has been swift and merciless. Industry analysts estimate Betty Buzz is facing losses between $10 to $15 million, and that's just the beginning. In the cutthroat beverage industry, reputation is everything, and Blake's is in free fall. Distributors are quietly backing away, shelf space is disappearing, and influencers won't touch the brand. The damage extends far beyond beverages. Blake's film career is imploding, with another simple favor: becoming the most visible casualty. What should have been a successful thriller sequel is now facing an unprecedented boycott. Fans are publicly declaring they won't watch because of Blake's involvement, posting comments like, "Not watching due to Blake. Sorry to the cast." Amazon, which invested heavily in the project, stands to lose $30 to $40 million as ticket sales plummet and streaming numbers disappoint. The real victims are Blake's co-stars and crew, whose hard work is being overshadowed by her toxic reputation. There's even talk of protesters planning to crash the premiere. Blake's public image has taken a fatal blow thanks to her bizarre behavior during recent interviews. Rather than thoughtfully addressing questions about domestic violence, the central theme of "It Ends With Us," she deflected with awkward jokes about sharing her location and obsessively promoting her products. When directly asked how fans might approach her about the film's serious themes, she responded with a bizarre comment about giving out her address and phone number. In another cringeworthy moment, she encouraged fans to wear florals. to see a movie about abuse. These clips have gone viral for all the wrong reasons, with viewers shocked at her tone deafness and self-absorption.
I think the idea that people think that they know you, I think because of how intrusive media is these days, people care so much more about your personal life than they do your work. And if you aren't open with your personal life, then they just make it up for you and share it for you.
I mean, I internalize that as opportunity. Like we had such a responsibility to this audience to deliver something and to have the opportunity to deliver something for a passionate group of people.
Yeah.
As someone who is so deeply passionate myself, I was so excited about that. I would so much rather have that than people who are indifferent.
Blasé.
Ryan Reynolds isn't escaping the fallout either. His Deadpool franchise, once considered bulletproof, is now under scrutiny as Disney executives reconsider their association with him. Reports indicate his mockery of Justin Baldoni on set crossed serious lines, including wearing a prosthetic nose that many viewed as mocking Justin's Jewish heritage, and a man bun that ridiculed Justin's hair, which he'd been growing to donate to children with cancer. These weren't harmless jokes. They were calculated attacks that have backfired spectacularly. Industry insiders note that Disney didn't hesitate to cut ties with Johnny Depp, and Reynolds is far less valuable to them. The timing couldn't have been worse for Blake's hair care line, Blake Brown, launching just 2 days before It Ends With Us premiered. What should have been a marketing masterstroke instead highlighted her opportunism. While fans expected her to use her platform to discuss domestic violence awareness, Blake pivoted to hair care promotions at every opportunity. The contrast between the film's serious subject matter and her relentless self-promotion created a disconnect that consumers haven't forgiven. Sales projections for Blake Brown have been slashed by $3 to $5 million, with retailers reporting that products are sitting unsold on shelves despite heavy discounting. Major studios and brands are starting to distance themselves from the toxic couple. Disney, particularly sensitive to controversies that might affect their family-friendly image, is reportedly re-evaluating future Deadpool projects. Insiders reveal that executives are running scenarios for continuing the franchise without Reynolds if necessary. Meanwhile, premium brands that once clamored to work with Blake and Ryan are quietly letting contracts expire without renewal.
We'd have these family dinners, and he would sort of, right when the digital cameras came out, it was also in perfect concert with when internet was dial-up.
Here's this name of this writer that cut through. That was interesting to me because, in older generations, everybody was listening to the same radio shows,
The ripple effect is devastating. An estimated $5 to $8 million in potential roles and endorsements have already evaporated, with more losses expected as the lawsuit progresses. When you add up all the financial damage, the math is brutal. Blake faces losses of $5 to $8 million in acting roles, $3 to $5 million from her failing hair care brand, and $2 to $3 million in salary cuts from Another Simple Favor. Ryan could lose $20 to $30 million if Deadpool suffers, plus another $5 to $10 million in endorsements and roles. Their business ventures like Betty Buzz and Aviation Gin are looking at combined losses of $25 to $35 million from consumer backlash. All this totals around $100 million in immediate financial damage before even considering the potential $400 million lawsuit payout. With a combined net worth of $380 million, the math points to one outcome: bankruptcy. Blake and Ryan's reputation collapse is now complete. What began as Blake's self-serving behavior during the It Ends With Us press tour has escalated into a career-defining catastrophe. Her attempts to romanticize a story about domestic violence while pushing her products revealed a stunning lack of awareness and empathy. The evidence is all over social media, with compilation videos of her awkward and dismissive interviews racking up millions of views. Industry veterans can't recall a faster fall from grace in recent Hollywood history. As legal proceedings move forward and the financial consequences mount, Blake and Ryan might want to take a page from Blake's film and do everyone a simple favor: prepare a genuine apology before it's too late.